All right. All by myself. Pew, pew, pew.
Hey, Doc, can I look like this permanently?
Can you just make me look like this?
Hey, guy. Welcome to Paranormal Spirits, where we share a drink, we tell you a spooky story, and then we rip it apart, because booze always shows the truth. So everyone, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and remember, as usual, we will be playing Emily's drinking game.
Emily's drinking game.
Where anytime we screw up a word or phrase, we take a drink.
Good luck and drink responsibly. So today I'm going to tell you about the Russian doll man. So I'm going to tell you about this guy named Anatoly Moskovin. He was known as like the major guy to know everything about cemeteries in the city that he grew up in, which is not pronounceable city, Russia. Nizhny Novgorod, Russia.
Nizhny Novgorod.
Sounds like I'm dying inside. Nizhny Novgorod. He says that his obsession with cemeteries started from an incident that happened to him when he was 13 years old. He was walking home from school, and he says that a group of men in black suits came up to him and stopped him and brought him with them to a cemetery where they were performing a funeral for an 11-year-old girl. And the mother of the 11-year-old girl asked him to kiss the corpse before they buried it. And what he says is he kissed her once, and then he kissed her again, and then he kissed her again.
Oh, he liked it.
Anatoly likey. So then the girl's grieving mother put a wedding ring on the girl's finger and then put a ring on his finger.
My answer to that is nope.
He said his strange marriage with Natasha Petrova was useful. In the years to follow that, she would come to him in his dreams and tell him that he had to go visit her. And when he wouldn't visit her, he would have super nightmares, or I can't remember exactly because I did not pay attention. Finally, to get her to go away, she told him that if he performed this ritual with a classmate's tooth, she would stop visiting him in his dreams and leave him alone. So he did that, and that kind of started a love for black magic for him.
My kind of guy.
His interest in corpse kissing never went away. Anatoly Motodosky's, I don't know what his name is anymore. Right. Hobbies include long walks through the cemeteries, kissing corpses.
Oh, you're burying someone? I'll be right there.
He RSVP'd to every funeral in town. I forget what I was talking about. So as a schoolboy, he started wandering through cemeteries, and he really became quite the word. He really knew a lot about cemeteries. He even decided to study Celtic Studies in school, which blurs the line between life and death. It says the mythology of Celtic Studies blurs the line. As he got older, he grew, and he actually became a historian. He was super smart. He mastered 13 different languages. Even as he was doing all of these things, he was still wandering around cemeteries. He roamed from cemetery to cemetery, and he stated that, I don't think anyone in the city knows the cemeteries better than I do. For 2 years, he really, truly studied all these cemeteries. He claims to have walked for 20 miles a day, going around just memorizing all the headstones and dead things. And he's even said to have spent a night in a coffin before the body was put in it, before they were buried. He wanted to really get the real feel of it, In 2009, locals began to realize that cemeteries were being vandalized and disturbed and destroyed. For 2 years, they tried to figure out what was happening, and nobody could figure it out. So then there was a break in the case because there was a terrorist attack outside of Moscow. And shortly thereafter, authorities heard of graves being disrupted in Muslim cemeteries. Investigators went to the cemetery where they found somebody who was painting over the pictures of Muslims on their graves. They wasn't damaging the graves or the grave sites or anything. They were just painting over the pictures.
So just like covering it up, or like painting a mustache on the face, or glasses.
Freaking Anatoly gets busted painting some graves, right? So they go, we're going to have to check out your house. So they go to his house. First of all, he's a hoarder, so his house is full of a lot. He's older now, but he lives with his parents, and they find that he has an extensive collection of life-size dolls. And upon further investigation, they realize that the dolls are corpses.
Oh, stop!
He had 29 life-size dolls.
Can you imagine the smell in the place? Weren't the parents like, Anatoly, we need to talk. Very stinky in here. These must go. Not okay.
It is so smelly in here. I'm Italian.
It's so smelly
in here. I can't even smell the garlic coming out of my pores. So he dug up graves and took the bodies and turned them into dolls. He covered everything with nylon and put like a doll face on top of it. He would use doll eyes or something to create an eye. He would also like stuff the bodies with music boxes so they made some sort of sound when he moved them.
You move the body and all of a sudden like Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker starts playing.
Dead bodies. I'm a dead body. There are kids though, so it's really f***ed up. I forgot to tell you that they were children. Just children between the ages of 3 and 12.
Oh, no.
He would memorize their birthdays, so he would celebrate their birthdays. He had a lot of birthday parties, but I heard that they were kind of dead. He gets arrested. They charge him with 44 counts of disrupting graves.
Didn't he only have 20-something corpses?
He had 29 dolls.
Let's be clear. They were corpses, not dolls.
29 bodies.
Corpses. Did he do anything to prevent the decay?
It doesn't actually get into specification. It does say that he did have one for 9 years.
Like, that's stanky. It's not even stinky at that point. It's become stanky.
Shit stanky. The neighbors said that there was always a smell coming from the apartment, but they chalked it up to like sewage, a sewage leak under the building.
Oh, smells like sewage in the apartment. Awesome.
It was a shithole. Okay, so he confessed to 44 counts of grave robbing and digging up graves and such. He said to the victims' parents, "You abandoned your girls. I brought them home and warmed them up." He gets, diagnosed with schizophrenia, and they send him to a mental institution or prison.
That's shocking. Shocking.
So in September 2018, they start to negotiate to try and let him out because he's getting better. Although this son bitch has said, "You better not bury those bodies deep because when I get out, I'll dig them up again." But it's so sad because the mother of the girl that he had for 9 years said, "I had her for 10 and he had her for 9.
Please don't tell me they paid attention to the guy with schizophrenia when he said, "I'm getting better."
No, they didn't. He's not out yet. That's the story of Anatoly. I forget his Russian last name. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an all-time first. What? An all-time? Nope. We almost made it through a whole episode without messing up words. So you're welcome for the one tiny drink and the safe drive home. That's my crappy story about this guy in Russia who built his own dolls out of bodies, which is horrible. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you saw, I'm really sorry. Your taste is horrible. And we're judging you. But while we're judging you, please take the time to like, subscribe, ring the little ring-a-ding-ding bell to get all those notifications. And we'll see you next time. Get out. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye now. Hard to say goodbye to yesterday.